Welcome now. Then I was just saying, oh, I'm going to do this off camera, but like I'm seeing if it's got liquid fertilizer now. With obviously organic, so we can't have any kind of fertilizer on it. I'm just seeing if you can switch the tanks off or and how much it costs. No, you can't. Okay, well there you are. That's as simple as that. So we won't be having liquid fertilizer. We are being crafty, and we're not trying to repair it. We're trying to like get it ready for. So we want this on. Gonna do lavender was one. What was the other one? I think ethanol needed corn, which we'd got the corn on the little one. Or were we gonna do, I think lavender, I think one big field of lavender is more than enough. So are we gonna do a crop that earns us a bit of cash, like soybeans? We could do, I suppose. It's not the end of the world, is it? Soy, I suppose we could do soy, but if I remember rightly, soy's an awkward one because you harvest it and then you have to wait 6 months to like sell your crop, and it's still not. Yeah, trying to think if we've got anything that can work with the productions we've got, or do we grab another production? Do we grab the mat productions are expensive. I mean, like, I'm not talking no, we don't know. We want the seeds. Are they the front? Fantastic. So this one is doing corn. That one is doing a big field of so we could do oats for oat milk. We could. That's true. I think this is an oat hill. We could do oats for oat milk, it's true. So let's stick oats on. Presuming, well, we presume, oh, mint. No, that was the other one we needed to do. We said mint, which we did check. Let's go. A big field of mint, a big field of lavender, and a fairly big field. It was 24, still not tiny. Of now, do we need to water that? No, they're just fruit trees, like fruit trees would be. So yeah, all we got to do is really get through till April. So let's do it. Let's go through till April. We checked the sales already. We did indeed. Let's go through till about 12 o'clock at night, or maybe even 3 in the morning because someone is overshot. Yeah, these we can all have now because we've gone down. Cash is now pretty much zilch. And we will have that too. We have got a few little tractors, so we don't really need any more. Do we need any more swathing headers? No, we don't. No, let's go through till about 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we can actually make a start, I think. Maybe nearly 9. Let's just go through to 9 and make it nice and clean. Excellent. I don't know if we've got anything left to actually... oh, someone's brought Lucasina another swather. Now, I think it's supposed to be Hispano, not Hispano. I think this is a bit of a typo that's it's easily done as a modder. Right, so then we want the DeWolf because we can't quite afford it yet. No, we will do in a minute because we've actually got a couple of things I think that we were selling. Do we need another? No, we've got quite a few of those type of things. So we'll grab the Bale Master 2. And we also will grab that and sell that too. We could sell the swather. This is true. I think 3 swathers is more than enough. Oh, sorry, 2 swathers is more than enough. I would have done... yeah, I might actually do a field of oats like next year. So Let's just get this little lot sold and get... oh, we could. The game doesn't punish you for, like, seeding in the rain, does it really? Can you do corn today? Let's just check. I think it was today. I'm sure it was. I mean, in real life, it would be actually really fantastic to do this. We can do corn. So let's set this going. And let's set the other one going. And then we'll carry... no, I don't think we're going to speed time up. I think we're just going to have to deal with what we've got. So we need to grab the Valtra. No, we went down here, didn't we? We just upgraded him. Huh. Ah, there. Right, so mint. Oh. Feel not ready, all this work already worked. Huh? Bizarre. It's not already worked at all. Is this like not a no-till? Is that my mistake? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Is it a... oh, is it a cedar or a planter? It's a cedar. A very large cedar, I believe. It is a... is it a planter? It looks like it's a planter. It's not the horse. It's definitely... it's got to be a planter then, hasn't it? Got to be. Ah, okay, so it's not a no-till. Well, that's not very good. We need to be setting the 10 meter plough and that going. So let's go grab that. Ploughing in the rain. You could do it, and this sort of tractor could get away with it. I mean, I would say it's going to half the horsepower that it would do in real life, which this is capable of doing that. So I'm not going to like penalise it for actually doing that, because I think, to be honest, it could do that. Now we could set the voucher, which has no such problem as this. So let's... yeah, we could set the voucher going, because this is a no-till, definitely. It says. He's thinking now. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's a no-till. I've used it before. It's definitely a no-till. 100%. Definitely, we should not get a message to say, ooh, we can't do it. Yeah. So, voucher. No, we've got further along than that. I think we're there. No, there. Right. So we are making a start, and then we need to sell the stuff. But I just thought it just seems silly to not like get this done. So let's get the ploughing done and the stone picking done. I was just thinking of the baler. The baler's not going to be much corn. We are doing corn. We should get some... it's there. Got all the header in the way, so it's going to be a bit of a... apologise in advance for this, because the swath of header is a bit... yeah. Ooh. Yes, the one thing I'm a little shocked at is he's removed the £10 grass and he's put his grass in, but his is much wider. So it's sort of, I don't know. I think it's because he's probably used all of the slots with his own, but he's like ran out and not thought about us needing like littler grass. But it's not the end of the world, admittedly. Right, smash it. Let's get this going. That's doing a cracking job. And no doubt the voucher's also getting on nicely. Yay, fantastic. Right, let's get the selling and buying done over at the store. Yeah, you. And the fence. And I think we should get up to the point where we can afford the big Quattro again. I think by the time we sold all this little lot, I reckon that's not going to be out of our grip. Reach, I think it's a better way to put it. Right, let's grab that on the front and that on the back. Swather as well. Now we ought to see, like, if any of our swathers, because that was actually quite reasonable. Are any of ours worth more than that? I think we'll just drop this already because it's going to be a faff to turn around with that on. Yeah, so it is amazing now with Yo-Yo, but it usually is the case, yeah, that you end up with a load of cash and then, like, and the 2 sessions later, you're thinking, what happened to all of that cash? I'm now skint. It's true, it frequently happens. Either a nice shiny piece of equipment for $750,000, and that is so doable. Fantastic. So yeah, let's have a look at the swathers and see which one is worth the most of all of the swathers we've got. So they're all cases. And the other one we've not bought yet. So view on map, which one are you? The first one next to the harvester. So we shall sell this one and we'll buy the other one. I mean, we don't really need this many, but like, you don't know, we could, as I said, we could do oats for oat milk. It would be not a bad thing to do, like, one thing outside of the confines of the, yeah, that was better. And then we'll buy, I don't think we need to replace it. I think one swather is going to be enough on this Let's Play, with it being as it is. I just don't think we're ever going to need two, so we'll buy the other one too and we'll sell it. I think what certain Let's Plays, like if you were going to do baking or anything like that, I think a second one is definitely, if you're going to do a lot of grains or even canola or something like that, it's definitely worth doing. But if you're not, I just think one is going to be enough. It's sort of like a minor thing that your farm does. It's not a major one where, like, you could do with 2 or 3 harvesters to yeah, like we bought the 2 fruit tree harvesters. That's if the farm is doing it in a big way, it's well worth doing that. But if you're not, then why have you got so much equipment that you're never going to use? I think that's probably not yeah, I think that's about right. Oh, we definitely can afford Lucasinos now. Definitely. Fantastic. The DeWolf again, another DeWolf. was a little bit exact. I was only minor past its ladder. I was thinking, I'm sure it's on this side. I hate that when like something makes you second guess your, you know, you think I'm sure it's there, and like you look and you were right, but like you was a couple of inches past where it, and it's so exact. So wow, nearly 500 grand again. That is amazing. Although we need a shed load of cash, so really it's not. I think that was everything. Yeah. So let's have a look how our workers are doing on this lovely day. Corn. Emily's doing a cracking job, and Dawn is ploughing very well. Stone picker. Have we got anybody? Traction King is... No, we've got the Traction King. Now this, I should say, would manage quite well with a stone picker. So let's grab the stone picker and like follow... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go into a bit of a time lapse, because this is going to take a while, even with all that we've got. Obviously, the tempos are going to make light work of that field. I think I need to assist, so I'm going to go into a time lapse. Let's get the main work that we need to get done this year done. All of the fields planted, where sunk nearly all of our profit into the fields, bar the fact that we bought a load of businesses as well. So yeah, that's why we are right down to only 500 grand when you consider we're over, is it over 2 mil or nearly 2 mil? We would have been at 2 mil, only like I obviously spent it. I think I bought a field every time I went over a certain amount, so probably would have been nearly 3 mil. I think we said 2 3/4 mil, and we've blown nearly all of it on productions. Right, oh, we got a cover with this one. Very rarely I do the cover, so I must have got it for free, or I wasn't paying attention, and all. Right, okay then, time lapse. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. why is the worker working in an area of the field that's already been done? I sort of, I mean, we had workers stop and didn't even start on the proper edge of the field, and they should have started in the middle, which is a fault that was supposed to be fixed. Almost one of the first bugs that was fixed in the game, but right back in the beginning, was that workers weren't working properly. We seem to have reintroduced this bug. We have like workers that are doing things that are just ridiculous because you've already worked that area of the field, but they're like nonchalantly just wandering around the field doing absolutely nothing, looking like they're working. So I'm going to swap places because I'm not going to be so useless as like that. The other one is very nearly, I think it's on the very last round of the field. I do think I can do a much better job than the worker that is just swanning around as if they are, yeah, as if they're working when really they're not doing anything at all, but just they look like they're working. And they're still in the bit of the field that's already been done. So Leah, you know, I think we'll take over because you're like pretty useless. Yeah. Giants programming and all that. Yeah, very, very poor. Very, very poor. To be honest, I have found them quite reliable, but recently, again, yeah, the bugs that we saw right back at the beginning are being reintroduced. I can't really stick up for Giants. It really is quite awful. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like when you say, I'm not going to pretend that it's like I can't see that this is happening. I'm not going to be a partner where I'm like, you know, oh, isn't it amazing? Not really, not particularly. The slowness, oh my life, you literally, it is, as I was saying the other day, it's a journey of faith. You know it's going to work eventually, but like for a content creator, it really is vile when the game that you like play is just not playing ball at all. Some of it, one of it was like so, yeah, when the plough was ploughing, I was like following on and I'm like, when is it going to pop? When is the line that it's done going to pop? It took absolutely forever. It was ridiculous how long it took. Alright, so I think we shall sell this immediately. Yeah, we shall. I don't think there's any point. I think if I just go up and down, by the time I've done this, the other worker will have finished, but I don't think it's going to be worth bringing them in to assist me because this is a bit of a beast. Yeah, exactly, Emily. I was just talking about you. Yeah, I knew it was going to be fairly imminent. The cornfield's done, so everything's done, everything's fertilised, everything. There may be weeds growing is the only thing that I'm not sure of. We should have a quick look, well, if I remember, because I'm a terror for saying, oh, we'll have a quick look at the end of the session, and then like totally forgot that I've said it because you're busy trying to talk about something else. It's a skill that I certainly have not mastered yet. Doesn't help with being an older man where your memory is not what it used to be. And also, yeah, the other thing I find is obviously IT is one of those memory and mind intensive tasks that you're seriously hammering your brain all week long. So it is sort of like that. That's your. I remember when I first took over, I was a caretaker. I used to work with my hands more than anything else. I've been a caretaker. And a window cleaner. I was a window cleaner for 17 years when I was a younger man. And so I worked with my hands nearly all of my life. And then I got IBS and I couldn't do physical things because every time I did, I got silent reflux as well, which I didn't know at the beginning, but I had it all along. So when you exert yourself vigorously, as the pamphlets say, you get this horrible feeling of like being sort of burnt inside and feeling a little unwell. And that's what was happening inside, was when you work hard, all of your acids are attacking your esophagus, your throat. So I had to sort of change course, and I started to work with my I'd always had an interest in computers. I was a system builder. A friend taught me in the 1980s when it really was much more difficult to build PCs than it has become now. It's almost anybody could build a PC now, and I'm not trying to. It's still an achievement, but you had to have slaves, masters, all manner of things. Your jumpers had to be in the right place. All of that's done for you now by the motherboards. You don't do any of that. There's a certain amount of like you can go into the BIOS and alter your timings a little bit, but again, it's only really for the real master tweakers to do that type of thing. It's not really necessary. Yeah, the motherboard will do it itself. It's for those. Obviously, a lot of us love to tweak. Now, I've been through that stage, but now with working with IT all the time, I'm like, I can't be bothered to do that at night as well. You know, I don't want to be coming home. I was talking to a friend who's a programmer about Linux over the years. Obviously, I've had quite a few dabbles with different Linux distros and a lot of Linux distros. And there's an awful lot of slating of Windows by the Linux community, really. It's as if like it's the worst thing since sliced bread. And I was sort of, I thought, well, I'm not going to like go on these forums because I'm needing these people's help to try to set up Linux. But the one thing that got me about Linux is I'd got to tweak just about everything to make anything work. And I'm like, I just can't be bothered with a battle to like fix every little aspect of Linux to make smooth fonts because the fonts are jagged. And I'm like, oh my life, you know, I was sort of thinking, oh, I can't wait to get back to Windows. You know, all of these like people are like really destroying and flaming Windows like it's the worst thing since. Don't get me wrong, I've worked with Microsoft as like and they're not. They certainly are terrible. You know, I'm not gonna like pretend that they're not. There's some really bad practices, very very complex, unduly complex. Which, no, to quote Einstein, one of his sayings was, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Well, it sort of applies in this case. Microsoft deliberately make things complex and it obscures what they're really saying. Yeah, it's sort of like their licensing model is infamous for being so complicated that I don't even know that they understand it themselves. It's just so as they can like charge what on earth they like, and it's just a typical Microsoftism. So yeah, it is just the way things are, really. Now, did I explain what I was saying to my friend? I think I did. Yeah, that's it. You don't always know you're down. I was like thinking, am I actually down or am I up? Because I can't see it doing anything. You sort of rely on the visual clues. You're actually doing the job. Right, okay, let's just get off the field and then just jump onto these two fields and see, are weeds growing? Do they need rolling? Because obviously these, or corn shouldn't. I don't think it does. Now, weed growing. Okay, so weeds are growing. So we've got to preemptively do that, and this one shouldn't have weeds growing because we actually, fantastic. Let's just grab the Emily off the field, and which looks very, very pretty. It does indeed. Let's have a quick look. This may also need weeds growing. So a hoe as well. What? Seriously, straight away? It's not even like... Why would a hoe need to be done straight away? Now, with that, we won't do in the rain. So we'll go through a little bit of time just to get out of the rain. And next session, this is, you see, this is sort of like where you could do with 2 hoes. You know, like if you... True, it is really, yeah. It is definitely. So let's grab the hoe and like get this. In fact, I could set that going with a... Well, seriously, you're going to like risk a standard worker with a hoe? We'll have a go. Yeah, well, what I was thinking was I could leave it and do one of the fields in advance. Oh, no. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So let's stick the Mosca duo not actually in the bay because we want to grab it at some point. With the Antlia Lemi, our own slurry spreader. Right, so let's grab that, and I shall set this going. Do we? No, we don't course break because I want to. No, we could course break. I think course break is more reliable at the minute. That's just fuel. Now this does show. This one thing I was saying was the one thing about this beautiful bit of kit. The tractor, the Syntrack, is it was always thirsty. Well, if you look at the fuel, it's still thirsty. Was it? I mean, it did a lot of work. It's a big field. We have charged around quite a lot in it. I don't know. I'm not sure all the tractors would have like gone quarter of a tank down that quickly. Yeah, it's a... Or maybe it's not got a big tank. That's not an awful lot of cash, is it really, for that kind of thing? Right, let's just zip through time a little bit so yeah, because we're nearly out. It's about to stop raining anyway, so it shouldn't like be too long. So let's just make the field. And I'm going to leave this running myself, as in like, you know, without sort of doing the cameras. Because again, I've started to do this a little bit more than I used to. Yeah, that's right. And I would say 3. We don't want any round corners. 24.5. Oh, wow. That shouldn't take too long. What? 24. Let's see. I won't do this. Yeah, it's amazing. Sometimes the keyboard works. Again, the game is so hit and miss. Save course. 24 points. I will get a point. 24.5 meters. And set you on the very first waypoint, but only when the rain has stopped. So let's speed time up until this rain starts, which really should be a matter of minutes. Looking at the icon. Oh, and you've just like blasted through half of the day in your... Right, okay, let's set this going on. First waypoint. And I'm going to leave this like just to do the first field, and then I'll do the next session next time. So we're going to like order another one of those. It is... Ooh. I think... Yeah, this is the... so actually... Yeah. Oh, no, but these are not as bad. I've taken the bigger fence out in the hands pack because his settings are always like pro, profi, and you never ever... I mean, it's not all about selling them, but I do sell them a lot as well. So admittedly, it's an additional cost to like DS power, and that doesn't have to do. But this lower range... The standard power settings are not too terrible, so I can cope with that. You're going to make profit by selling that. So what is the... Oh, it's 228 horsepower already. That's not a terrible thing, really, for... Because the one thing I was sort of going to say was looking at the amount of tractors we've got, we still need some like either very high or medium type sort of thing. So I think we'll keep this for ourselves. Let's do default package, mirror base, steady. Oh, we've got 15% already. So that's 228. That's actually about 250 itself without us buying any more at all. So yeah, although I said, oh, I think we're there, I'm not sure that we are. Still a good tractor would be 180 plus 36 would be about 220 horsepower. Oh, do we swap hoses? Because it's got a front 3-point link as well. I don't like doing it. I was having the hose one deliberately for animals. I'm not sure we're doing animals. That we're going to be so production rich that I think no, we want hydraulic and we want front as well. Yep, for 37,772. That's 2 tractors, and we will swap on camera. We'll swap hoses. Yeah, it is a shame, but I don't think he's down. I think he's actually... Yeah, I'm sure we moved him down here. He's not very far in. I mean, he was useful. He did like do a couple of the little jobs, so he wasn't like useless or anything like that. It's just the front 3-point link. Again, and it's also, you can't do the power thing with it, so I can't even make it like 180 horsepower where it would be just that little bit tiny more. I do love it. I do. It's such a reasonable priced tractor, but there are other tractors in this range. I'm going to have to do quite a lot of culling. I realised that I'm so click happy where tractors are concerned. I've got like this and that and the other, and I've got nearly 1,000 mods, and I'm like, your game's going to start slowing down again like it did in FS22. Oh no, FS25 in the early days. I was bang, 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 bang. Now, again, no... Yeah, no... Courseplay's normally good at that, though, actually going around things. So no, like, telling us that you're blocked. Was it that? Was it that? Or is it, like, just... What is happening? Ah, is it the Syntrack? Yeah, they're not very good with the Syntrack. It's sort of like it's too good. Yeah, it's that. They can't control the Syntrack. I had this, the other one that's very similar to, and again, this is sort of, I said this about some of Caesarius's kits. It's not translated very well to FS25. Yet another fault of the game, really, is the fact that certain tractors are so good that they're just rubbish. I know that sounds like really a strange thing to say, and you can't press enter, and it doesn't let you enter. Right, we need to sell this as well. Let's take the seeds out. Sell this. And we will, yeah. So, again, our money is going to be quite high, because we did do quite a bit of buying and selling. Let's just get this tag end of it done. But let's set this going. We'll use the Syntrack. So, what I'm saying is, with the beautiful Syntrack, one of my favourite tractors of all time, it's sort of like, well, do you have it anymore? Is it worth having it in a Let's Play when, like, your workers cannot, even Courseplay can't control it well, because it uses the basic controls of the game, and it's such a shame. Yeah, Caesarius, I love his like 9 meter, but it's almost unusable by the game. They just don't know how to use it. It's just like they drag it around, bashing into trees and all manner of things. Let's just see. Can you cope with this? Why are you moving to your nearest point? You're right at your nearest point. Why would you do that? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Let's shift the... I'm not sure if this will manage this, but I would imagine it could like tug it. Did that say 180 turbo? It's a 150. 810, 7810 turbo, yeah. Yeah, I do like it, again, but there's... I think you've got to be ruthless. How the game is now, you've got to sort of like think, well, that doesn't work anymore. And it shouldn't be like that on this game. This is the first iteration of Farming Simulator where you've got to make choices, hard choices, because things don't work as they should do. You shouldn't have a tractor that's too good. I mean, the Fendt Crawler, the same. That seems to be okay. And yet, the Syntrack's only about the same as that, so I don't know whether it's how it translates in FS25, the movements, because it doesn't seem to work very well in FS25 at all. Right, so the last ride of Holzers. Can you do this? It's a bit of a tall ask, I've got to be honest. It's a bit... It is a good tractor. That's the sort of bad thing about it. Is again, the no front 3-point link to me is a bit... You can put the BC Gamer front attacher on with the front attacher and sort of use it. Is alright, but what I do find is the BC Gamer attacher, the adapter on a front loader, although it works, it always... You can leave it... You know, if like I was using this tractor... and I've got the BC Gamer front attacher if I was ever going to use it, it's actually a nuisance because every single session, or in fact... Oh yeah, we'll clear that. That's not going with horses. Not sure whether we can... Oh, well, the fence should do it. And we wanted to sell this anyway, so... Well, we didn't want to. That's not really true. It's more about, yeah, getting a lack of a front 3-point link. I have tried, as I said, you can... If it had got a proper... no, not the shop. We don't want the shop at all. We want this one. So, thank you very much for your loyal service. It really was appreciated, and I'm not taking the mick. I really do mean it. But I'd sooner have, like, less faffy. So one thing I've always found about FS... I remember in FS19 there was an attempt to do an all-in-one... where you could like put all of these bits together and you could like mow, windrow and bale all in one go. It was a cracking idea, but it was rubbish. It was so terrible, and I'll explain what I mean. I'm not like trying to flame in a way, but I can't help it. Yeah, what I mean is it was so long and gangly that it was impractical. You would have had to go up and down, and of course the turning circle was huge. So when you started to use it, you thought, it's a really good idea, but like, it's just not. I don't think this could be implemented well enough that this would be a go, really. And I do still stick by, yeah, no, let's grab this out. This should be able to manage it, although it's also, it could be a physical dragging. But again, it still boils down to horsepower, pulling it over the lip. So, excellent. Should be able to like sell that one and repair that one, and we should get quite a lot back. It was good. Obviously not a no-till. That's yes, and repair. Yes, so fantastic. We have about a 250 odd horsepower tractor. Lightish. Oh, it's quite fast as well. I think 50 kilometers per hour is like 31 or 32, something like that. So we're up to 577,000, and we've just bought a couple of tractors. We've just sold a tractor, and our weeder is now on the wrong field. What are you doing? I think I'm gonna have to do this myself. Yeah, it's just terrible, isn't it? Really, Gordon Bennett cosplay. What a letdown. Terrible. Yeah. So, what about normal? No. Well, the thing I like about normal workers, although again, are we going to get this snarled up? I mean, we've got round corners. I've no understanding why he really attacked that so badly and went into the other field. So we might actually do it preemptive, as in not preemptively. We might actually wait for the weeds to grow a little and actually do it like next thing where we can actually see what we're doing. That's the only thing I hate about. It's why I like the workers to do the preemptive, because it's a nightmare to see where you're going, really. I've done it quite a lot, but it's really not fantastic. Right, so then, we should leave it there. We're up to 577,192. There's a couple of jobs left to do, but as we can plainly see, we have field of corn, field of lavender, field of mint. We have lovely growing fruit trees and room for expansion. Probably another one row of each, maybe at the end of that, and they're fairly big rows. But I want to see how well we do with them, basically. So we've got the two harvesters, a bit of a specialist, and we've got our... Yeah, that's the other thing. Let's have a look. We didn't go through a lot, though. I just wanted to see the production, how well did the wood chip. So that's about where we left it. We put 70 tons in. So again, we've not gone through a lot, really. And the chipping factory, yeah, we stole 70 tons, 70,000 litres, didn't we? And it is going along nicely, though, now. Plenty of guar glue in this one. Oh, we cut... I can't remember whether you can grab guar glue loose. I don't think you can. It's pallets. I've never spawned one. I'm sure it's pallets. I'm sure it is. I have got the pallet. I've just never spawned them because I always obviously use guar glue. So convert wood chips. We've got the poplar greenhouse is distributed now. That seems that's calmed down. Now it's got like two things. I wonder if it has gone too low. We're gonna have to keep our eye on how many wood chips it's chucking across. Yeah, because like both of these do the convert wood chips because it's got to make the poplar. Have we got? Does this do that? No, it has. Yeah, it does understand what poplar is. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, it converts the poplar straight, and it is working because it's down to 2 litres, which means it has recently like converted. So everything is working as it should do. So 577,192. We need to get up to 1.2 million, and really, we still need some money on hand for buying and selling. But we have got most of we have very production rich. We have spent a fortune. Have we got anything going in here? We've yet to send the wood over, haven't we, on the refabricating factory? Oh, we have set it to... It's not... Why is the wood not distributing? Why is the wood not not distributing? That's got to be a specific reason. Now, I've got a production silo that has actually got the wood thing. Now, I wonder if it needs to do that to actually send wood across, or whether the game doesn't allow you to send wood, whether we need to spawn it, which means I'd have to completely alter the timber plant should, if it's got, it'll have a wood. Yeah, I mean, to show you what I mean. I think it's not listening to space. Right, so if we switch zone markers on for a minute, I had to do it to a production silo on one map. So I know how to do it, but you need to add the wood thing because you need to manually. So I'd have to spawn the wood, but I also need the wood points, which I should show you what I mean. If we switch zone markers on, and then I really am going, because it has been a monster. It has. It's not fair. General interactive zone markers on. Yeah, obviously this has a place where you can put wood in. So is that? I think that's manage. Yeah, there will be a thing to put wood in. There's got to be, it says. Bales. Yeah, wood. I knew it's got to. It can't not have it. It's got to have that. Oh, is this firewood? Is this where... Wow, this is a very busy production. So that's where it dumps things into. So is that... It could be wood as well. You've got to have your little, like, sell wood thing, haven't you? Yeah, there, sell wood. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to need to do on mine, because I'm going to have to grab the wood and transport the wood, because it seems that the game's not set up for you to distribute wood. Otherwise it would, because we've got the wood, as we can sort of see in the refabricating factory, but it won't let you distribute wood, because we should have distributed it. We've got 20,000 litres of wood, and it is not actually making it. So it's actually done an awful lot of the OSB, particle board, and obviously it's stuck. There's plenty of guar glue as well. It's not stuck. No, it has actually done well, really, when you consider, so we just must have gushed all of that lot of goods in, and obviously this is ticking along nicely, and it has done well. That's 20,000 litres, which is about where it should be. It's about, actually there's multiple outputs though, so really that's probably, imagine this is not a super. I just made this as a single thing to do this particular task, but it has got 4 of these wood fabricators. But it does appear to me that now that if I tell this to spawn, I think the game will crash, because it's got no means of spawning them, I don't think. But let's just save the game and see, am I right? Because if we've saved it, I'm not bothered if it crashes. So let's just do that now and see, does it spawn them, or is it not got the capability? Yeah, let's just see what happens if we go over to that. I don't think it's got a means of, the game doesn't, yeah, if it hasn't got a proper like way to do something, normally it won't like put it out, because it's not got anywhere it can't do. Wood doesn't come in pallets. Actually, that is true. I don't think the game is equipped to actually do woods like that. That's why I thought it might actually. So I had another thing like this where you were like, well, how do I do that? You can put the wood in. Hang on a minute, I'm sure I sent wood over to something. I did. Yeah, I used a production silo to push wood across, so it can do this. So actually, thinking about it, I've already tested this a long time ago. That's why I'm a bit shocked that it hasn't actually pushed it across. So is it mine that's at fault? Because it is wood. We can see, you see, if it's a special icon, we all have seen this icon 1,000 times, it would be different, because I would have made it. Now, I didn't make this. It's the game's. So the timber plant, it has got definitely wood, the ability to hold 3 million. So why is this? I'm trying to no, I do, I get it. Right. Simple problem. We've not switched it on, so therefore it's not calling for wood. Let's just see, because I am a bit... let's switch that on. We don't want to make pellets. I don't know what that does. I don't know if I've not seen anything we need it for yet. We don't want to convert firewood. We need firewood. So if we go on till... we're told that to keep though, aren't we? So now we need to go... It obviously can't spawn, and I don't think it can either. I don't think it's got the capability of doing it, but it can whiz in the background. It's not something you ever see, is it, wood? No, we want to distribute. What I mean is it's a component that you chuck logs in, but you never ever see wood, and that's what I'm saying. I figured that out a long time ago, and I tested it. So if we go to 3 o'clock, just double check. Yeah, so that's distributing. The... timber plant is now asking for wood, so should send the wood that we've got ready at 3 o'clock if we get past the saving. And then I really am going, as I've said a few times before. I just want to, yeah, it sort of worried me a little, that's all. Right, let's have a look. Has that gone across? Yes, fantastic. So we're in business. I was right. I did a lot of testing of this a long while back because I was scratching my head and thinking, I've never seen wood. You know, I mean, I've seen trees that are classed as wood. Wood is sort of like a label that the game gives wood, which really is trees, but it's not trees. That's what I'm saying. The trees are wood, and that's what... but again, you can put the trees out, but you never see wood come back out. So you can't grab wood and take it somewhere. It's a production sort of like thing, a bit like milk. Yeah, I had a recipe where the milk was a bit strange, and I was like, yeah, but you never see milk. You pick it up into a tank, but you never see it because it hasn't got a form in the game. And there's quite a few elements like that in the game. If you think about it, when you're a modder, you have to think about these things. But like we all have moments where we think, oh, that's a bit odd. Yeah, I've never really thought of it like that, but it doesn't. So we can do it. That's brilliant. So that is now going across. Problem solved. There is no problem. So I'm going to leave it at that. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.